Hello and welcome to another video by myself, Chris from Sorare on a Budget. Tonight I'm going to take a look at some threshold players, and this is going to be part one. This is going to be based around the defenders. Now it's a slightly different take on what I have done in the past with the threshold videos. Rather than putting them all in the one, I'm going to break it down into a few parts, one for defenders, one for midfielders, and one for forwards. I'm going to be very interested to hear some feedback in terms of, thoughts on the new style, new format. Is it good? Does it work for people? I think it'll be quite interesting to get a wee bit of feedback on that. I've primarily looked at Challenger Europe. We're now about to tick into the first day of the second half of the year. So I thought this might be a really good time to kind of look at that ahead of the start of the new seasons. Variety of leagues, these prices that are listed here are correct as of 9 p.m. On the 30th of June, which is tonight. If you haven't subscribed to the channel before, if you click below, there will be a subscribe button. If you click on that, it helps just grow the channel and gives you an awareness of when new videos are coming up. I'm going to start to try and do these again on a more regular basis, especially now that the European season's just around the corner. And speaking of which, myself and Russ from Scotland Sorare have our podcast. It's one of the top performing fantasy sports podcast, not just a Sorare one, but as of tonight, for example, we are 10th in the UK fantasy sports charts on Apple Podcasts. So you'll find that at a view from the dugout. Search for that on either Spotify, Apple, Google, various different platforms. You can also go to on my profile on Twitter at Sorare on a Budget. You'll get a link there directly to the podcasts as well. If you're new to Sorare altogether, you can join up on my link below, which is sorareonabudget.com. That'll take you straight to the Sorare website where you'll get your starter pack of common cards. And then when you buy 5 cards from the new card auctions, you'll receive a free limited card to go with that. And also my DMs are open. You can always contact me for any advice or questions regarding the videos or players that you might be interested in. We can obviously take a look at that together. So the star player that I've got on there is Connor Randall. It's one of the cards in my gallery. It's a shirt matching one that was purely coincidental. 2 of 100, and he's shirt number 2. He's one that's actually, I featured him on the podcast last night, which would be episode 14 if you want to go and search that out. But he's extremely undervalued at the moment, sitting about 25 quid. I haven't included him in this video because I did talk about him on the podcast. This is kind of to complement that. So I have 10 defenders and I'm going to rattle through them quickly. And as I say, I really hope you do like the new stylings. So the first one that I have got up is Alex Yakichev from Ross County. He's the centre back that pairs with Connor Randall there. Now, he has got a last five score of 39, last 15 of 47, and a last 40 of 42. His price on the market at the moment, and now ETH is fluctuating, so you'll probably have to adjust this depending on when you watch it. 0.038 was his recent sale prices, and 35 quid, that works out roughly. And the cheapest on the market was 36. So it was very in line for him. A very good player, 24 years of age. Last season, he played 31 of 38 games, got 2 goals and 2 assists in that time period. He just signed a new 1-year deal on the 15th of June. So he's now contracted through to June 2023. So that's a pretty solid player. For 35 quid, you could easily put that into a threshold squad and start to, hopefully get towards that ETH thresholds of $25 or $50. Kind of £20, 40 quid. So that's one that you could definitely have a wee look at there. The next one, again, I'm going to start to butcher names, but we've got Marat Bistrov, and he plays for Ahmed Grozny, and he is a right back there, 30 years of age, last 5 of 53, last 15 of 50, and a last 40 of 43. So he obviously towards the end of the season, second half of the season there, he was obviously overperforming where his previous games had been. Recent sale price is 28 quid and the market price 35. Now, you'll find with the Russian based cards, I don't think they're minting those cards still. So you'll have to probably find these ones on the secondary market. Last season, he played 26 of 30 games. He got an assist there as well. He also signed a new deal on the 8th of June, and he's signed through to June 2024. So he's got a couple of years on his contract there. And he's a Kazakhstan international, put my teeth in. And he that'll give you some extra utility when it comes to, Euro qualifiers or anything like that, he's going to have extra utility there. The next one I've got is Lucas Masero. He plays for Nizhny Novgorod, and he's a centre-back, 27 years of age. His price on the market, £28. Oh, sorry, on the recent sales, £28. Recent prices on the market, 36. Averages are on the screen there as well. Last 5 of 52, last 15 of 49, and a last 40 of 42. Now, as I say, he is playing in the Russian league as well. Last season, he played 24 of 30 games that he was available for. 3 yellows and 1 red. So he did miss a couple of games through the red card. He's contracted till the end of next season as well, which is June 2023. Again, prices round about the 30 quid mark. And in the next couple of weeks, you will find these prices are going to start to climb. You are going to see, spikes in prices as the seasons become closer to start. I believe the Russian season actually starts middle of July. The Austrian season's a week later, and the Scottish season's a week later beyond that. So if you want some extra, from some utility quite quickly, you can pick up some of these lads and you'll get that right away. Julian Weissermann, Weissmeier, he is one that I have looked at for quite some time. I was actually looking at his forward card. Now, he actually plays as a right back for SV Riyadh, 29 years of age, German, and he has a last 5 of 38, last 15 of 49, and a last 40 of 42. Now, he, towards the end of the season, started to take the penalties for them, which obviously helped his scores up to the 49. The last part of the season, Riyadh were very poor, but he's one that he played 29 of 32 games last season, 3 goals, 2 assists. 26 quid's been his recent sale prices. Market price is 41. You will see if you look him up, he has all the different positions. He's got a defender, a midfielder, and a forward card. So beware what you're buying. You'll probably find the forward ones will be more expensive than the defender one. But it's a fairly solid card. And I would expect Riyadh to pick up their, the form that they had in the early part of the season, when they kick back off again, because they've made some changes and things like that. So I would be quite keen to see how they perform moving forward. The next one, I'm going to have to turn my page, so I apologise for any noise. I have got Glenn, this is going to be one. Is it Beale? I'm going to go with Glenn Beale. Last 5 of only 30, he got sent off in one of those games. So that's the reasoning for that. Last 15 of 48 and a last 40 of 50. So pretty good scores on the whole. His price reflects that a little bit more. He's 43 quid recent sales, 44 quid on the market. Now, he plays for Krylia Sovetov Samara. There we go. Right back, 26 years of age. Last season, he played 20 of 25 games that he was available for because he signed, I believe it was the end of the first transfer window, so he'd missed a couple of games. He's had 5 yellows and 1 red, so he's had 2 separate suspensions last season. He's contracted through to June 2024. The good thing about some of the, the foreign nationals in Russia, I think I've seen that FIFA are allowing them to still suspend their contracts and move to other clubs. So should he choose to do so and want to go back to, playing in, the Dutch league or wherever else, he would have the opportunity to do that. So worth having a wee look at and maybe keeping an eye on that for him. Next one, we have a lad in the Turkish league, and that is Heyrullah Belalazar. Now, he has a last 5 of 54, last 15 of 48, and a last 40 of 41. Now, he plays as a right back. So again, a couple of these cards that have got lower scores, we all know, they lose 1 point for every lost possession, and the fullbacks seem to get penalised for that really harshly. So you can find sometimes you lose 20 points just in lost possession, but it gets made up with, challenges, putting crosses in, things like that. So sometimes it can be boom or bust. But he has, last season, he played 23 of 38. However, he missed some games in the early part of the season, but he played the last 12 and he is contracted till June 2023. Recent sale price is 37 quid, market price 42, so it's not far off. You could probably negotiate that fairly close, depending on who you get for a sale. Next one, Garrett Nober from Go Ahead Eagles, centre-back, 30 years of age. Last 5 of 43, last 15 of 47, and last 40 of 49. So fairly consistent. Recent sale price 35, market price 50, so it's a wee bit higher, but that just might be there's not as many on the market because because of the fluctuation in some of the people aren't necessarily listing cards right away. So you might have to have a wee wait or see if you can catch them in the auctions as they go around. I mean, I think there's 5 or 6 days for a player to circle around in terms of the rares. So might be worth having a wee look and see if you can maybe pick it up in the auctions. The next one is a player who has moved club, and that is Joran Dom. He has moved to OH Leuven, and right back, 32 years of age, last 5 47, last 15 of 45, last 40 of 43. Recent price £32, market price 35. So again, it's all fairly close. Now he is moving club, so that may well mean a completely different set of stats. He's going to be a completely different environment. However, for 30 quid there or thereabouts, pretty decent shot at it. Last season for Beershot, he played 27 of 34 games, got 5 goals in a very, very poor team. And that would be one that might be worth having a wee look at. Obviously, all these players, I would strongly suggest that you go and do your own research on these as well. This is kind of like a starting point for you to go and have a wee nosy at with those. Now, the next one I have got is Marvin Potman from Lask or LASK. I'm not sure whether it's just Lask. I'm going to call them Lask. Right back, 28 years of age. Last 5 of 48, last 15 of 42, last 40 of 40. And his price, recent sale price was 27, and the market price when I looked at this just now was 25 quid. Now, they have had, same as a lot of clubs, they've had a lot of comings and goings. So again, you might have to have a wee look and just see if there's a reason why he's maybe a bit lower. But as far as I could see, there wasn't. So fairly solid. He's contracted through to next summer as well. Last season, 26 of 32 games. 1 goal, 3 assists. He did get 5 yellows as well, so he served a suspension. So that would be one of the games that he missed. But a fairly solid pickup for just 25 quid. So, it's, again, one worth having a look at. The last one that I have got on the slides, I've actually used an old picture because he used to play for my club, Dundee, and that's Declan Gallagher. Formerly of Aberdeen, he has just signed for St Mirren, and he has a last 5 of 49, last 15 and last 40 of 41. His price on the market at the minute, 36 quid 35 quid was the recent, 36 quid was the market price. You, again, could fluctuate, but that's a pretty solid price for somebody who I expect fully to become a starter at St Mirren. He's just signed a two-year deal. That was part of the stumbling block. They were offering 1 and he wanted 2, and they came back to him with the 2-year deal and he signed for them. So fairly solid pickup, 31 years of age there as well, and plays as a centre-back. So there's 10. I've rattled through them fairly quickly, but I think that's 10 cards that you could definitely use as a building block to be able to then, look towards the next video, which is going to be your midfielders. And again, I'm going to try and find 10 of them to put in there, and I'm going to try and keep the prices as low as possible because I'm very conscious that at the moment, a lot of people are going to be looking at maybe, right, okay, can I pull some ETH together to go and buy that rare starting goalkeeper that we're all going to need after the summer? So this may well be a way of, if you can go and pick up a whole, 4 outfield players for maybe, say, 150, 160 quid, that would maybe free up whatever other ETH that you had that you could then go and use into the goalkeeper that you're needing to get. So thank you very much for watching this. This is going to be part 1. There is going to be part 2 coming in the next day or so for the midfielders. It'll probably be tomorrow, which will be the 1st. And thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel. Thank you for bearing with me. It's been a very busy time period in my life. We have a baby coming in the next week or so, which is why I'm trying to get back on, churn out some content just now. So I'm trying to get ahead of the curve. If you have any ideas for any other upcoming videos, I'm also very interested in hearing feedback on the new format for the thresholds that I'm trying to do. Trying to keep the videos a little bit shorter and a wee bit more punchy and a bit clearer in terms of being able to see everything. If you are new to Sorare, as I mentioned, visit my link, sorareonthebudget.com. That'll take you straight to the Sorare website. You'll get your sign-ups, you'll get your players, as I mentioned at the start of the video. And you can follow me on Twitter at SorareOnTheBudget. You can also follow the podcast that I mentioned at the beginning. You can follow that at AVFTDpod. And you'll get all the details, new episodes every Thursday morning. So thank you very much for your time. I will speak to you all again in the next day or so when I come back with the midfielders. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, guys, and I will speak to you again soon.